Overall, composing music requires a combination of harmony, melody, and rhythm. So we're now going to look at how to put all of these elements together to build a track. The first step is choosing the scale we're going to use to compose. Now I recommend starting with the A minor scale because it's made up of only the white keys. Therefore, it's easy to stay within the confines of the scale as long as you stick to playing only the white keys. We're going to start off by building a harmony. And the way we do this is by writing a chord progression. Now, you may not know what notes you have to play in order to create chords that fit within your chosen scale. However, there are websites that easily show you all the chords that you have available to use within a set scale. And you can also look at the attached PDF that we have. Either there'll be a link in the description below or it will be as an attached file with this course. And we're going to simply pick a couple of the chords. They're called triad chords, which exist in the A minor scale. Now, triad chord just basically means 3-note chord. If you're composing on a different scale, a quick Google search of available chords in that scale should provide you with plenty of options. We're simply going to pick 3 chords that fit within our scale. What we're then going to do is create a MIDI track with a piano instrument loaded on it and input each chord so that they cycle in an interesting manner. I've created a MIDI file with the piano instrument loaded onto the MIDI track with a 3-chord chord progression cycling every 8 bars. Now remember, 8 bars equals 1 phrase. It starts with the tonic chord. Now tonic means the chord which the first scale degree in our scale plays. Then it goes on to the 5th scale degrees chord. This is known as the dominant chord. Then it goes on to the 6th scale degrees chord, which is actually an F major chord. Back onto the 5th scale degrees chord, which is an E minor chord. And then, halfway through the phrase on bar 5, it goes back into the 1st scale degrees chord, which is an A minor chord. This is what it sounds like. When it comes to the timing of the chords, it's also quite rhythmical. See, if every single chord was the same duration, the track can sound a bit bland, right? You need to try and create a bit of interest in your track. So you can do this by changing the play pattern of your harmony. So we've got on bar 1 a long chord lasting essentially the duration of the bar. Then we've got a few stabby chords spread on different divisions within the second bar. And this can make the chord progression quite interesting. And then we've just got that repeating over and over, but each bar plays a different chord to again add more interest. I'd like to show you one more chord progression, which showcases that even with taking 2 chords out of the multiple chords that are available in each scale, you can come up with something very interesting, especially if you use them in a rhythmical way rather than just standard long chords played one after another. So in this MIDI file here, we're starting with the 5th scale degrees chord, that is the E minor, and each bar ends with the root scale degrees chord, the A minor. Simply spiraling from one to the other, and it sounds like this. Because it's constantly changing rhythmically and it is producing rhythm itself, it's quite danceable, right? It sounds quite interesting. So we've got a chord playing on the first beat and on the second beat, and then it's playing just before the third beat. And see, I'm using the actual grid lines here to help me place the chords in the right positions. And what I'll do is I'll place a chord somewhere, like let's say if I was to put it there, I'd have a quick listen and I'd try to identify if that's a good position or not. If I feel like that wasn't quite right, maybe it played a bit too late or a bit too early, I'll move it. and I'll test it again. There you go. And finally, what you can do, once you've created a couple of bars, you could even highlight them and copy them. And I'm highlighting them and pressing Command D on a Mac or Control D on a Windows to copy them. But you could also hold Option, click and drag, and copy them like this. Of course, I also added a slightly different, not pattern, but chord progression in the middle here to emphasize the beginning of the second part of the phrase. So I didn't let my chord progression go into the root scale degree, the A. I kept it on the E. Now keep in mind one thing here. I'm playing the E minor chord more than I'm playing the A minor chord. So that can emphasize more the E minor scale rather than the A minor scale. Technically, I'm in the A minor scale, but this could also be viewed as a track in the E minor scale. If that was the case, you could easily look up all the E minor scale notes and chords again online. And there is one website I'd really like to show you, which is really, really useful, and I show all my students this, which is this website here, basicmusictheory.com. Now, we're not affiliated with them, but I just think it's a wonderful way to be able to look at the notes available in the scale as well as the chords. What you could do is here on the menu, you could select the type of scale, so natural minor, which key you'd like. So let's go for A, view page, and it will go through all the information. So this is all the scale degrees, all the notes within the A minor scale, and a lot more information about it. You could also select scale chords, so we could go with the natural minor triads. We could go for the A natural minor triads, view page, and it will take you through every chord in the A natural minor. So we've got the first scale degree chord, the A minor, the second scale degree chord, the third scale degree chord, and so on and so forth. Okay.